everyone, it's Alex. Welcome back to Beauty Vlogger 101. So today we're going to be going over equipment. So any equipment that you will need in order to film or edit a video, as well as to take and edit a picture. So first, we're going to talk about the two most important things that you're going to need to have whenever you're creating a YouTube channel. And that is a camera and a laptop. So first, let's go over cameras. So when I first started out with YouTube, I started on my, the Nikon D3100 DSLR camera. And I will link that down below for you guys. I'll look for that for you. And this is just the basic lens that came with it. So this did all right. It was really hard to work with, and maybe it's just because I didn't know how to use it, but I think it was better for photography. But pretty much if I was too close or if I moved a centimeter, I would look blurry. So I'd have to refilm a lot, and it was really, really frustrating. So just about maybe not even a week ago, earlier this week, I got the Canon Rebel T5i EOS 700D. So that is what I'm filming with right now. So I just got that, and I'm really excited about it. Target was having a sale. If you order it online, you got like $200 off plus the 5% off. So it was a really good deal, and I was just so frustrated with my camera. I was just like, screw it, I'm going to use my birthday money and any other money that I've saved to go towards this camera and just get it now, because all I'm going to do is keep bitching about the camera that I have. So it was so frustrating. So I'm really happy with this camera so far. I'm still learning how to use it, but it's a lot better already from what I had to work with before. So I'm letting you know that that's what I use, but I wouldn't recommend using that. I know a lot of the Canon T3Is, T4Is, T5Is have been thrown out there, and then if you get like an even better lens, that would be a good way to go. Now, if you can't afford that, so many YouTubers use their iPhone, they use a webcam, they use other cameras that they have. Just see what you have and see what works for you. But if you don't have anything that, like if the only thing that you have is something that's going to create a blurry video, then don't even bother. I would just wait and kind of, prepare your YouTube channel until you can get that camera, because it's just so important. You don't want to have blurry videos. Now, I'm not saying it has to be top-notch quality, crystal clear, but it also can't be like so bad to the point where no one's going to watch it because it's just so distracting how blurry it is. Another way to save time whenever you're filming is to get one of those battery chargers that you plug into the wall. I have one of those for my old camera. I lost it, but now I need to get one for this one, because then you don't get interrupted with charging. Now, for me, I get more interrupted just with the card being full. I haven't been interrupted yet for just this camera, losing battery, which has been nice. But it's still something to consider, because you don't want to be in the middle of filming, or if you're doing like a day long of filming because you just want to bang everything out in one day so you don't have to redo your makeup again each and every single day, then that's just something to consider, because since it's plugged into the wall, you don't have to worry about it dying on you. You only have to worry about it maybe overheating. This camera would overheat so much. It's insane. Also, it would cut me off in the middle of the video. It pretty much would die in the middle of the video, but I wouldn't know until like maybe 20 seconds later. Then it's like, it can't film anymore. And then I go back and look, and it's like, I know it was filming, I thought it was, during that part that I was talking, and it cut it off. So that was really frustrating too. So more and more things to consider. I'm thinking things just keep popping up in my head throughout this video. Also, here's another thing I thought of. Another thing to think about is to get one of those clickers, which I have and I lost. I don't know where it is. I never ended up even using it. I was just like, oh, I'll figure it out later, and then now I don't know where it is. Pretty much is the clicker, so that way you can hook it up. It's like portable, so that way you can sit down, take a picture of yourself, and then you can start filming, because apparently that helps get everything in focus. I just took a picture of this backdrop, and that seems to be working for me. So it depends on the camera too. Sometimes you might not even need to do that, but with this camera here, oh boy, I didn't need to do that. And that's what drove me crazy, because sometimes with my filming setup, I wouldn't be close enough in order to take a picture here, so I would need the clicker, but then by the time I was like, oh, I need that, couldn't find it. And sometimes I would have to have my girlfriend take a picture of me while I was sitting here, and it's just like I can't depend on that, because she could be at work, she could be out with friends, so like a clicker would also be really helpful to have. So I have a Mac, and that's what I love to use. I know a lot of YouTubers use a Mac, so that is what I'm going to be suggesting to you, because that's what I have, and I can't imagine having a PC. And I love using iMovie and Final Cut Pro. iMovie comes with your Mac laptop, and I really like Final Cut Pro. I'm just doing the trial now, so I've only used it for a couple of days, but I do like it. I find that I'm having a lot easier time working in iMovie than I am in Final Cut Pro, but Final Cut Pro is where I have been able to be a lot more creative. Like, you can be creative with iMovie. If you're someone who's not going to try to go crazy with the creativity, then iMovie is just perfectly fine, guys. You don't need to spend the $300 to get a Final Cut Pro. But if you're someone like me who's super creative, has all these ideas and just really wants to express them, to me, it's not just about sitting down and talking to the camera about makeup. I also really enjoy video editing, so I really want to get Final Cut Pro. I'm doing the trial version now, and I'm gonna buy it just because it's just so great with all the stuff that I've been able to do with my videos. So those are two items that I did want to mention with video editors. So that will make editing your videos a lot easier. Like, I know some people use the YouTube editor. I don't know. I can't imagine using anything other than iMovie or Final Cut Pro, but I haven't really tried it. So let me know down in the comments if you've tried a different video editor, especially if you're someone who has a PC, because I can't give any suggestions on that. So if anybody's watching and has a PC, check down in the comments and hopefully someone will leave something, if not now, down the road about what they like to use with their PC. Also, when it comes to laptops, just know that the older the laptop is, the slower your video editor is going to work. And also, it also depends on what storage amount you have on your computer, the speed, and all those factors are what I looked into the laptop that I just bought recently. But prior to this, I had a laptop from 2009, and it was a laptop that my mom purchased because, you know, all she wanted to do was go online and pay bills or online shop. So, you know, she wasn't trying to edit videos, which requires a lot more gigabytes, and, you know, it's more specialized than just, you know, doing that online stuff. So, and it was from 2009. It was driving me crazy. It was so freaking slow. I could only have one window open at a time. So if I was in iMovie and I needed to pull a picture from Google, I had to exit out of iMovie, which took about a minute, which is really long when it comes to computer time. And then I could pull the photo. Then I had to exit out of Safari, then log into iMovie, and it was just like everything was moving so slow, and I didn't have any storage, so I was always getting yelled at about how much I had on my computer. And then I even got a G drive, which, even with the G drive, throwing stuff on the G drive, I was still getting yelled at, and it drove me insane. So I'm so glad that I finally have that laptop. So if you're looking into a new laptop, I would highly recommend getting a Mac. I think it's great to have iMovie. I love working on an Apple product, especially because you can just go to an Apple store and they can help you with anything that you need, and it connects also with your iPhone. So I like having all of my products from one brand. It's really, really nice, and a lot of YouTubers use a Mac. But yeah, so I would recommend getting a Mac. Make sure that it has a good amount of storage. Make sure that it is fast. And I would definitely talk to one of the people that work at Apple, because they'll be able to tell you what you need and what you don't need. For instance, they'll be like, okay, if you're doing YouTube videos, this is the amount of storage and speed that you'll need. Now, if you're doing like films or anything like bigger than that, like, they'll tell you to upgrade. So they can kind of give you an idea of what you need. But I will list my exact laptop down below, the gigahertz and all of that jazz down there, so that way you guys know what I got and what I find is working really well for me right now. So as I just mentioned, I do have a G drive, which I will link down below. But pretty much this is just something that you hook up to your computer and can drag stuff off of your computer onto your G drive. I have already filled this sucker up, of course, so I really need to go through and delete stuff that I really don't need, because I have a tendency to save everything because I never know when I'll need it, and plus I don't have time to sort through everything, so I just end up dumping everything that I have into it. So I've already filled this up, but it's really nice to have an external hard drive. I'm probably going to get another one and maybe get one that holds a lot more. It holds up to 1 terabyte though, so that's like probably a problem that I have. Like, I should be able to hold a lot of stuff on here. It shouldn't be maxing out on me, but I don't know. I just seem to use up so much. And I also had to upgrade my iCloud storage because it kept yelling at me saying I didn't have enough room. So yeah, so I had to upgrade that. Now I'm paying $3.99 a month, so that way I can have like 200 millibytes or megabytes instead of 2. So, or gigabytes, whatever that stuff is. So I just had to upgrade it because I'm just like doing all of this beauty stuff. It just takes up a lot of storage, so definitely consider that. You know, you're probably gonna have to increase your storage on your iCloud as well. So the next item that I'm going to show you guys is a microphone. This is a snowball microphone, and it's what I hook up to my laptop every time that I am doing a video. Now, some people just use the microphone that they use on their laptop, but I heard that it's just not as good. Ms. Liz Hart, she recommended this, so so I wanted to buy it, and I'm so glad that I got it. I will say it's really hard to tell if it's actually working, but I'm just going to say that it is because I bought it. But I've heard other people say that they have noticed a difference between using it and not using it. I've just been using it the entire time that I've been filming, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But yeah, that's another thing to consider is a microphone to hook up to your laptop. Not essential. Your camera and your laptop are the most essential. If you can get a microphone, get it, but if you can't, no big deal. Now, the next thing to consider is where you're going to put your camera, because you got to make sure it's the right height so it's looking at me right here. You know, you're not seeing my knees right now or like my feet. You're seeing my face, you're seeing like this top half of me, so you got to make sure that you align it up right. So I got a camera stand. I got it off of Amazon, and I'll link, it's always linked down below. All of my equipment, guys, and my laptop, my camera, all that kind of stuff is always linked in my description box. If you're ever wondering what I used in that particular video, it is going to be listed down in the description box. But yeah, so you're going to need a camera stand. Now, if you can't afford a camera stand or you just want to avoid that extra cost, you could stack books. You can just stack a bunch of stuff. You can just work with what you've got in your home. Sometimes that doesn't work though. Sometimes you're going to have to get a stand. Like for me, I can't make that work with books. I had to get a stand. It wouldn't work any other way. And even my stand right now is on 2 chairs because the legs spread out, so I couldn't stand it on 1 chair. So I had to, you know, I have 1 chair kind of shifted forward, 1 chair against my bed, and it's spread out and sitting on top of there, because if I put the stand on the ground, it's too short. So even if it's high enough, it's still not quite high enough. So I had to put the stand on 2 chairs. So, you know, you got to get kind of creative, work with what you got, whether you get a stand, whether you use books, just try to do what you can, because you also don't want to limit yourself. You don't want to be like, okay, the only place that I can, you know, stack books and put my camera on is in this spot, but I hate the background. You know, or I can't, if I wanted to do a backdrop, I can't fit it there, but I could fit it over there, but then I have nowhere to put the camera. You know, so you gotta just kind of think about what works best for you and your room and your background. Now, I heard somewhere that if you don't have a flip screen, what you could do is you could set up your camera and then behind it put a really long mirror and you'd be able to see yourself. I haven't tried that, but that's just another tip. The next thing to consider is lighting. So I got the Limo Studio lighting set, which is also linked down below, and it comes with 2 tall light stands, 3 light bulbs, you get an extra one just in case the others burn out, 2 umbrellas, and then like a miniature stand with a light and no umbrella for that. So that is what I got. It was like 50 bucks, and you can also get it on Amazon. I ordered it directly from Limo Studio, but then I found out that you could get it on Amazon. I'm like, oh, could have got that in 2 days with free shipping. But yeah, so definitely consider that. I think it's a great set. It's really an affordable set, a great set to start out with. And I think it works the best during the day, and I keep the lights on. So pretty much I use natural lighting, but I also use lights because sometimes natural lighting doesn't work with you, or the cloud will come in, it'll go out, and you know, or it'll be like a rainy day. You just need that little bit of extra light. I think it just kind of makes sure that gives you the best quality possible. Now, I can also film at night, and I like it too, but I prefer to do during the day with these lights on. Now, a lot of people have said that they just like natural lighting, no lights at all whatsoever. So you can try to do that, but sometimes it just, you know, it doesn't always work out that way because it could rain that day, and you don't want your video schedule based on the weather because you never know. You know, even if it says it's going to be sunny tomorrow, you could wake up the next day and it's cloudy, it's going to start raining. Like, I really don't like to depend on the weather, and I don't want the weather to dictate when I do film my video, or I don't want the time of day to dictate when I film my video. So it's nice to have lights. Now eventually I want to get a ring light because I've heard those are really, really good. So I'll get that down the road, and you know, I'll update you guys on my equipment down the road when I get different stuff, more stuff, higher quality stuff. But for now, I'm really happy with the Limo Studio stuff, and I think it's a great starter kit for people who are starting new YouTube channels. The next item that I'm going to go over with you guys is your background. So for my background, I like to use backdrops. I use this gold one for my Beauty Blogger 101 account, and then I use a pink sequin one for my Beauty Addict Next Door account. And I find that to be really, really helpful because I don't have time to clean. I really don't. And I can just throw this backdrop up, and I don't have to worry about cleaning my room, and you know, I can get right to filming. I don't have to worry about that. So it's really nice to have that backdrop. Also, I really don't have an ideal background in my room just because it's not really decorated. All of my money has gone towards equipment, makeup, you know, so that way I can film these videos for you guys, review the products that I want to review, and to spend it on decor. It's just something that I don't have money to invest in right now. And also, me and my girlfriend are thinking about moving soon. So in the next, not for like another year, but when we move, basically once our lease is over, we want to move somewhere else. So when I go there, then I want to, you know, decorate my beauty room and get it all together and hopefully have a good background like that, because I know some people might not like backdrops. Let me know down in the comments if you do. But it's just something else to consider, you know, like I'll get to that eventually. But if you don't want to spend the money on a backdrop and you get your room nice and keep it clean, then go for it. Please do not film videos with a dirty background. Don't do it, because I just get distracted and it's just like you really didn't take the time to do that. This is like going to be on YouTube forever, as long as you don't delete it all, but you're ideally going to keep all your videos up, and not everyone's going to see it, but everyone could see it. Everyone has the ability to see your video, and you know, you're going to have a messy background. I mean, you could get away with it, but I would ideally, you know, want to have a clean background. So that's, if you don't have the time for that and you can afford a backdrop, get a backdrop. Now, if you get a backdrop, you don't only have to get the backdrop, you have to get the backdrop stand. So that's also linked down below, what I use, and I got it all off of Amazon. You get so much off of Amazon, guys, and if you have the 2-day free shipping, you know, if you have Amazon Prime, it's really, really nice to have. So yeah, just definitely check Amazon for anything that you might need, because they have so much on there. Now, the next items that I'm going to be showing you are for photography. Now, I used to use these, but I find that I really don't like it as much. I really like to use natural lighting for my pictures, so I will wait during the day to take pictures, because, you know, I don't have to take about an hour to do my makeup. That I can just be like, oh, it's a good day, gonna put, you know, these products down and take a picture. But this is also another option, especially if you don't have time during the day to take pictures. But pretty much there's a set that comes, which I will link down below, this set where you get this little stand. I don't have to do it right now, but you pretty much connect this like that. And then you put this stand on each side of this white cube. So let me show you. Now this is a pretty big one. So it's this cube, and it pretty much just opens up. So yeah, it's this huge cube that you put a light on either side of it, and it's supposed to make your pictures look great. You know, it's not like sunlight shining on them and then it shows up. But sometimes, to me, it doesn't work that well. You really gotta have the lighting placed perfectly, and I don't know, it just ends up being a pain in the butt to put this, because I like to put the stuff away, so to put it together and back and together and back, I'd just rather just be able to just grab my iPhone and take a picture. And that's what I use right now to take pictures, but I'm actually going to try to start using this camera as well. But for now, I'm just using my iPhone. So pretty much what I do is I wait for it to be sunny out, and sometimes I even put the lighting on that I have on now with the umbrellas just to make sure it's perfect. And then what I do is I set down some little backgrounds to use to put my products on. And all the ones I'm going to show you guys I got from Michaels. So here is a bunch. So I have this pink glittery one, this white glittery one. There's more that is in my drawer, but I just grabbed some blue. This one's going to be really good for fall. This leopard gold one. Then, now this one didn't work out for me just because I didn't realize the reflection would show up, but it pretty much got this black piece and these letters to put on top. I thought it was really cool, but then I realized that the light reflects it, so when you take a picture, you see yourself in it. It's so annoying. And then I got this white one, which has a pattern on it. You probably can't tell. But yeah, those are just some of the backgrounds that I like to use. I even have like a grass one, which is really cool, but some of them, like really, you know, plain ones are like 99 cents at Michael's. And then you can get some more fancier ones, like the sparkly ones that are like $2. Like, it's so awesome. You can get a large variety. Now, you want to have some that are just one color, especially like a white, or like the white, the pink, and the gold that I really like to use, because you want something more, I want to say flat, just because you don't want your products to get lost in the background, like my leopard one. But what I do is I use my leopard one whenever I want to do swatches. So my arm, now I'll show you, I'll insert a picture here. I did a swatch of ColourPop liquid lipstick, so I put my arm down on the leopard. So then the product wouldn't, you know, get lost in the background because my arm's there. So that is a great time to use backgrounds like that to mix up your backgrounds for your Instagram account or for whatever you're going to be using on your YouTube thumbnails. So that's just another suggestion. Just go to Michael's and get a bunch of those cards to use for your photos. Now with your photos, you can use the camera that you use to film, you can use another camera that you have, you can use your iPhone. I just use my iPhone because I feel like that's the easiest, but I probably will try to start using my Canon a little bit more for whenever I do products, pictures of products. But Yeah, especially because like if you do want to do selfies with the Canon T5i, it's really heavy. I guess I could try, but it'd be super awkward, and you probably would be able to tell my face, and that would just make the picture just pointless because I would just be like, I don't know. But yeah, so I prefer my iPhone for that. But I might get another camera down the road meant specifically for selfies. But we'll see, not necessary right now. You could also get a selfie stick, which I've used sometimes. It's still kind of a pain in the butt because I kind of have to awkwardly put it against something and like put my foot against it so it stands up and doesn't fall over. Or maybe there's some sort of stand that you can put a selfie stick in. I don't know, I'll have to look into it. But that way you can take it farther away, you can get your whole body, and it's not just like, you know, your big arm like in the photo. So, you know, there's so much you can do. But yeah, there's more suggestions there. Alright, so I think that is everything. I feel like I'm going to forget something. I really hope I don't. But either way, the main thing that you need to know is that the number one thing you need is a camera, or, you know, something to film you and something that you can use to edit. So as long as you have those two things, you can create YouTube videos. The other stuff you don't necessarily need to have, but they're good ways to make your account even nicer. So you can start off small. Maybe your first video, your first 5 videos, you just worry about the camera and the laptop. And then as you build, you know, you save up money, you're like, okay, now I'm going to get this lighting set. Now I'm going to get this backdrop. Now I'm going to get this. And then down the road, once you have everything, you'll be like, okay, I'm saved up enough money, then I'm going to upgrade. So definitely consider your money, definitely consider your time, how worth it will be to invest in that particular item. But you will need something to edit with, and you will need something to film with. So as long as you have those two things, you should be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please make sure to let me know down in the comments, and also let me know any equipment that you use or any tips that you guys have. This is supposed to be an interactive channel. It's not just my suggestions that matter. I would love to hear your guys' suggestions, especially people who have different equipment, different, you know, especially because I have a Mac, maybe you have a PC. I use a Canon, maybe you use some sort of other camera, so it would be nice to get everyone's opinion. So please make sure to comment down below. Also, hit subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Like this video if you've liked it, and I will see you all next time. Now I have a flip camera, and I can see exactly, I can see myself right now. I'm looking at my lens, or what do you call that?